What are the legacies of recovery? Hello, I'm Ken Francis, California licensed marriage and family therapist. I wanted to do a quick video talking about the legacies of recovery because they really summarize the organization, the community, and the process of most 12-step fellowships. As a therapist, I work with a lot of people that are very new to recovery. And what they know about Alcoholics Anonymous and other fellowships is that they're very regimented and that you find a sponsor and you have somebody who tells you to do 90 meetings in 90 days, and there's a lot of structure and a lot of control that goes on. And that if down the line you work the steps, you will have this epiphany and a spiritual awakening, and you will not have to worry about being afflicted by any desire to drink or use. And there's really a lot more to it than just walking into a meeting, putting the structure down, getting a sponsor, and doing the steps. And a lot of the people I work with don't want to go to meetings. They just want to do therapy. But I think therapy and 12-step work actually makes the recovery process happen sooner and be a little bit more successful than if you do just one or the other. But when I suggest to my patients that they try going to AA, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, Sex Love Addicts Anonymous, Adult Children of Alcoholics, I get a lot of resistance from them because in their mind they think of something that is extremely rigid, something where they have to find somebody right out of the gate who will be their sponsor, who will control them and tell them what to do and be their conscience and somebody that they are totally accountable for, and they get very overwhelmed. And there's more to Alcoholics Anonymous and recovery programs than just the 12 steps. And that's why I want to talk about the legacies, because I want everybody to see the whole picture. The three legacies of Alcoholics Anonymous are unity, service, and recovery. And this is pretty much the foundation of all the other legacies. It varies slightly from fellowship to fellowship, but they all have the same flavor. In ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics, it's unity, service, and emotional sobriety. So they've replaced recovery with emotional sobriety, but that really is a type of recovery in that fellowship. NA is a little bit different. NA added a diamond, and the diamond represents self, God, society, and service. And with NA, it also kind of expands to a pyramid, and there's a few more factors that go in there, but that can get kind of complicated. So the point of just keeping it simple today is let's just look at unity, service, and recovery. Let's start with the legacy of unity. Unity is on the left side of the triangle, and unity represents the 12 traditions. And the 12 traditions are extremely important. And I know most people read them at the meetings, but are they really heard? Or do they just kind of go in one ear and out the other? Because they really are the framework of the meetings. And when people are following the 12 traditions, the meetings tend to run more smoothly. The 12 traditions are in place to put structure, organization, and safety into the meetings, as well as enforcing a key concept of anonymity. Service, which is the legacy on the right side of the triangle, represents the 12 concepts of Alcoholics Anonymous in the AA fellowship. In other fellowships, it represents whatever the core concepts and guidelines of that fellowship might be. The 12 concepts represent the right of participation. This identifies the organization as part of a bigger picture, the fellowship as a whole. And this adds the concept of participation through governance. At the base of the triangle, we have the legacy of recovery. And recovery represents the 12 steps. The 12 steps are the action that heal us. Remember that these are all programs of action. In the beginning, coming to a meeting and sitting there and listening is an action step. But after you do that for a while, you have to put further action in and start to read the literature. Maybe start getting phone numbers, maybe start calling people. And once you're familiar doing that, you don't just stop there, because then you're not working the tradition concepts or steps. You're just going in for a social aspect. And that's okay to a certain extent. But you can't stop there if you want to get that recovery or that emotional sobriety. You have to put action into the recovery, and at some point start working the 12 steps of recovery. It is so important to work the 12 steps because these are steps of enlightenment. These are steps where you learn humility. You learn to look at all the pain and garbage you've been carrying around for a while. You identify and work on letting go of your spiritual defects. You clean your side of the street. You connect with a power greater than yourself. And then you work on maintaining what you've gained by working these steps and passing them on to other people. And if you look at most logos, you see that in addition to the triangle, there's also a circle, and the circle unifies all three of the legacies, showing that they are all equally important. And I know that most people, when they work with sponsors, a really good sponsor will help people with not only the 12 steps, but the 12 traditions and also the concepts of the fellowship. By working all three legacies, your recovery tends to be a lot more balanced, a lot deeper, and you have a little bit more investment, I think, into the greater fellowship. If you just work the steps and you ignore the traditions, you're not going to go as far in your recovery, and you might not keep it as long as you'd like to. I hope this has clarified a little bit about the fellowships and the legacies, and I hope that now you realize maybe that there's more to the program than just working the steps and having a sponsor. If you have any questions, please leave me a message in the comments. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you'd like notifications for future videos, please click on the bell icon up above. I'm Ken Francis, and as always, thank you for watching.